breaking all the bars. Yo, the crowd's feeling it, energy's alive. Spotlight on the tails where the future arrives. Bass in the air, every story's a spark. Late night on bass, we're light in the dark. Bass night stories on the stage, we vibe. Talk show magic where the chain comes alive. Tokens in the flow, let the legends provide. Late night on bass, we're taking it worldwide.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Late Night on Bass with my friend Captain, the Zora edition. Captain, are you streaming on your end? Because this is like a big day. It's like your first retake, but I don't see it streaming, sir. What's going on?
Not on retake. I might have to do some technical fixing, but I'll get that sorted in a second. How are you, my friend? How's life on your end of things?
Good, because numbers going somewhat up and not down. Overall market, I like that. Market's not nuking. I don't like when the market nukes. I don't know, man. I'm good. It's a great day. Doing a stream with you. I like these weekly streams, man. We chatting. Oh, I think it's working. Hold on, I see us. Hold on, is this Captain streaming? Captain is streaming.
We made
Let's
it.
fucking go.
We made it. Let's go.
Bro,
Let's
is this
go.
your first? Wait, now are you officially on retake? Let's make sure the retake family knows about this. Are you live on retake?
Let's see. It says I'm live.
I know I see it live too. I think it's retake. Are you on X or no? Just retake.
Let's check X as well.
I think you're just on retake, but let's go.
That's all right. One's good enough. We'll get to later.
Whoa. So now, okay. So tell me, how does it feel? First of all, we have a dope episode today. We got Stoney McBlaze. The man's in chat. He has a hard stop in about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. So we'll get him on in 3 minutes. Actually, we'll get him on like in 2 minutes. But
Sure.
real quick, you asked me how my day was going, Captain. Let's turn it around on you. Then get Stoney on. Then let's vibe for 10 minutes. And then we'll bring on Russ. And then the other chat as well. So real quick, how are you doing, bro?
I'm great. I'm busy. Life's been a little bit hectic. I got my base camp invite today, so I just booked my flight to base camp 20 minutes ago. A little bit hectic, but dude, I'm so stoked. I'm fired up to be hanging out with all the elite base builders. So I'm glad I made the final deadline.
I'm glad you made the final deadline too. We'll talk all about that as well. If you guys are watching on Farcaster, I'm going to be pushing out a little mini app update. Hold on a second. Blah blah blah. Actually, when we go live on the mini app, the way I have it set up is if I go live, I can send a custom notification saying I'm live, and boom. If you're following me, you just got a notification on Streamer. I think that, or sorry, on Farcaster. I think that's pretty based. But because the man has only 15 minutes, let's bring him up. Stoney McBlaze. That's how much we respect you, bro. Like we
That's
cut our opening
crazy.
monologue short for. Where do you have to be?
Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have cut it. Not worth it. Shouldn't have done it.
Please at least tell me you have somewhere like super dope to be in.
Fairly dope. So I live in Los Angeles, so I audition for a lot of commercials. So I have a callback for a commercial, and I technically live outside of Los Angeles. So I have an hour drive into Los Angeles to make it to a callback for a commercial. So
that sounds like a
somewhat dope. I don't know, but
it's dope.
Yeah.
What do you think, Captain? I think it's dope.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's dope adjacent.
Dope adjacent. There we go.
It's dope
we'll go with
adjacent
that.
for sure.
All right, so Stoney, welcome to the show. Pleasure
Thanks,
to meet
guys.
with you. Talk to me. All right, so you're creative.
Yeah.
This is the Zora edition. Well, first of all, for those that might not know much about you, you have an impressive background, tons of followers. Talk to me about your
Web 2,
creative.
yeah.
Web 2. Talk to me about your Web 2 journey.
Web 2 journey, dude. I was in LA. I've been in LA for 11 years. I was working on acting. And then in 2020, I had started transitioning into more like comedic stuff. So just getting away. I was studying improv at the Groundlings, which is like an improv school where like Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig and a lot of SNL people went. So I kind of was like studying how to be funny with big goofy characters. And then 2021, I officially started stand-up and then also started posting on TikTok at the same time. And then just grinded out posting like 3 times a day for a year. and then blew up on TikTok with the Stony McBlaze character, and then also have been grinding stand up. And now I'm working on just converting the online followers to people who will buy tickets to my stand up in real life, which is way more nuanced. Like the Stony characters it's fun, it's goofy. It's sometimes I like to say it's so dumb it's funny. Like it kind of is so dumb it goes all the way around to be funny again. And then my stand up is like nuanced, personal, like more of my actual art, I guess, as much as stand up can be art.
I love that. Let me ask you a question, then I want Captain to chime in with his questions whenever. But all right, so you're making a name for yourself in Web 2.
Yeah.
Sony character, people are following it. And Web 2 is its own beast, right? It's the real world. And then now you're in this Web 3 fucking chaos, which is not it's this little circle jerk of people like me and you and Captain, and we like it, but most people don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. You're on Zora. Tell me that transition, like Web 2 to Web 3. Why are you trying to establish yourself in Web 3?
So I got into Web 3 literally Christmas. It was Christmas of, I guess, last year. My younger brother, Andy Slaps, is like, he's big on, he's on Twitch, and he also does a lot of Web 3 gaming, and he put me on to Virtuals protocol. Yes. So I got onto Virtuals in December with just all the money I had lost. I guess my Web 3 journey starts in like 2021, 22, where I lost a bunch of money buying NFTs. So I got burned on that. And then I just took the like $200 that I had left and put that into Virtuals. And then I've just been slowly, so I actually haven't put any new money into Web3. It's just like whatever I've been able to make off Virtuals, I've moved that around basically. And then, and so then I just made my whole Twitter, like just became all about crypto. So at some point, somebody retweeted something about Zora, and I found that, and then I started posting on Zora, and then found out Jesse's a fan, which was crazy.
Wow,
it's just a weird small world thing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a big fan of your comedy." I'm like, "I'm a big fan of your technology, dude." Like, what the hell? That's insane, dude. You created bait, like that's insane to me. So crazy. And then so now I'm just trying to figure out how to blend the two, how to make Web 3 and Web 2 work together. And that's why I've got this thing where like, if you buy my Zora creator coin, it's basically, it equals a free ticket to one of my stand-up shows. And if you buy more than $25 worth of my Zora creator coin, it gets you 2 tickets. Because usually my tickets are about $20-25. So it's a deal. And then if you hold the coin, hopefully it, goes up. So I'm trying to blend Web 2, Web 3 in a way to like help me fund going to different cities, and also give people a way to like get a free comedy show and then make money. I mean, if you buy the coin low and you come to a show and you hold the coin and it goes up because more people want to come see me. I think as I get better at stand-up and as my notoriety grows as a stand-up and not just like a Web 2 goofball, I think the coin becomes more valuable and the value proposition goes up. It's like, oh shit, I can get, there's a point where my tickets could be worth like $50 to $100. And like, if you bought low enough, like you're getting a crazy deal. And eventually I'll get real technology involved in that. Right now it's just trust. It's just you pull up to the show and you show me that you have it. And then we just trust each other. But eventually we'll get like actual, on-chain technology to like make ticketing. We'll figure out on-chain ticketing because I don't think it's been done in a major way. I don't know if there's a comedian that's done it yet. If there is, reach out to me. Let me know. Let me know how you did it.
Captain, chime in, brother. I know.
Yeah, there's absolutely no comedians doing this. I love everything about this. Like the first thing that you hit on is you were posting 3 times a day consistently, right? So it's like the recipe for success is already there. Like it's underlying the principles of how you move up in the world, whether it be Web 2 or Web 3. Obviously, it's a little bit different, but that underlying fundamental is the same. I love the idea of the $20 tickets. Like it's honestly pretty brilliant to me. And so while I was like looking at your Zora and looking at Instagram, it's funny to me because you're transitioning to Web 3 right now. And as I looked at our mutuals on Web 2, my girlfriend follows you and my barber follows you. And I'm like, what the fuck? Cool. It's actually really funny. It's like, oh my God, okay, so you're already pretty well known in the Web 2 world because you've been grinding. So the transition to Web 3, beautiful. And I love the the business model that you're creating out of it, right? Because I think that's what we're kind of getting to. I know Bill and I talk about the idea of investing in creators early because you want to see people blow up. And it's like, dude, if I can invest 20, 25, $50 in you now, it blows up. So there's a monetization aspect. That's fantastic. But I mean, if you come to Colorado and I get free tickets, then that's
where
also
are you in Colorado?
I'm in the Springs, so about 60 minutes
dude,
south of Denver.
I've been there. I've been to Colorado Springs 3 times.
No shit.
Is that where that like amphitheater is? Like
it is, yeah. The Ford Amphitheater. Well, yeah. So we have a Ford Amphitheater, which is like the mini Red Rocks.
Have you ever been to Trinity Brewing?
I have. It's like
I've been there 3 different times, bro. It's so sick. It's such a great spot for comedy. Yeah. Well, great. Okay. Well, that's easy. I'll be back for sure. I love Colorado. It's by far where I sell the most tickets. It's the best. Also, I've got great friends there.
Stoney, I'm actually in LA as well. Are you like in the Valley?
I'm actually technically not in LA. I'm in Thousand Oaks.
So the Valley, kind of.
So Deep Valley. Yeah, I was in North Hollywood and Van Nuys for a long time, and then my girlfriend and I were able to get a cool spot in Thousand Oaks. So we're much more
affordable out there for sure.
Yeah,
I like a lot of what you're doing, man. Because so creator coins, in my opinion, make the most sense because, even with us, we're streamers now, right? Or we're streaming. We have our own coin. That's like our creativity. You have yours through your stand-up. I believe creativity is going to matter because in Web 2, and correct me if I'm wrong, if someone wanted to bet on your success, your growth, your progression in TikTok or your journey as a comedian, they really can't, right? There's no
way to get a return on buying a stand-up ticket. Like there's no return on investment if you just come to it's a fun night and that's amazing. Like, so that's worth something, certainly. But like literally you're getting, like you said, there's no way to invest unless I guess I did some sort of like GoFundMe. In the acting world, it's a little bit more of like, you'll do like a GoFundMe for a short film or something, and then it's terrible, but people get their money back or whatever. But there's not a way to do that with stand-ups.
This is so now you have the Web3 component, which is why just creator coins just makes sense because for the first time ever, you're able to do many things. You can speculate on the success that's tied to the creator. Mm-hmm. You can get perks by being a holder as you're offering, which is through your tickets, which is amazing. You should have utility in it.
I feel like you have. That's also my thought process as someone who's new to Web3 is like, without real world utility, I don't understand why someone who's a complete noob to Web3 would buy something. In my head, like I feel like it's nice to offer utility.
I think utility is great to have. I think a lot of people, once they start getting in, I think the ability to have a tradable liquid asset that you can speculate. It's kind of like trading cards. There's something for everybody, right? So there's someone who just wants to support you. There's some people who want access, but then there's also somebody who wants to make money and speculate. Like imagine if I was 2005 and, I was new to YouTube. YouTube was super new and I saw Mr. Beast and I thought, dude, this guy's going to blow the fuck up. I want to speculate on his success. There's zero chance you can do that in 2005. However, now in 2025, you can now scout who you think is going to blow up. There's index funds now that are on Zora. Such shout out to Docker, who invest in creators. Shout out to Creator DAO. This is now a tradable asset that people can be like, all right, I think Stoney's going to blow up, and I want to be a part of his journey. And as the journey progresses, he rises in popularity. There's a demand for the token. That's how I view it. Captain, how do you look at this whole meta?
Dude, the exact same way. Like growing up, my parents told me you'll never get rich playing video games. People don't want to watch you play video games. I'm like, look at us now. Literally, people are getting rich doing all these kind of things. And like even the idea of streaming. So I think we've always wanted to have some form of access to other people's success, right? Because like sometimes it's easier to see success in other people before they see it in themselves, and so we borrow the beliefs of others, of people who believe in us more than we believe in ourselves, right? And then when you have a community of people who's willing to rally behind you in this regards, to support you and uplift you, and obviously the monetization or the money factor obviously helps, but it's the idea of like there's people helping to push you and keep you going, right? Like for myself, I'll do more for others than I would traditionally do for myself. So if I know there's a group of people that are backing me or wanting to back me or believe in me, it also entices me to move forward a bit faster, more aggressive, and more purposeful. So the idea of content coins and, creator coins and investing in creators that have potential and talent, I think it's brilliant. I really do feel like this is on the precipice of something amazing, and we're on just the early days of it before it really does blow up. Because like you said, Bill, if you could invest in Mr. Beast and you saw the talent early on, you saw him doing, 3 YouTube episodes a week, you'd be very interested. So I think we're on cutting edge of something really cool.
Absolutely. Stoney, I know you have to run soon, but talk to us. I think we have combined about 300 people tuning in. That's actually not bad on a random fucking Wednesday.
That's sick.
But
That's
talk
huge.
to us. Any last words that you have, Stoney, for the people tuning in? Anything you'd like to express? I know we have to cut it short for you.
No, I think that's it. I mean, I guess my only thing is like, I'm not gonna rug. I guess just saying I'm not gonna rug.
Let's go. No ruggers.
Yeah, I haven't sold any of my coins at all, and I'm not really planning on it. I joked. My joke is that I won't sell till 420 million market cap, which is kind of
for the culture.
Impossible, but for the culture. But in all reality, it's like I don't plan on selling. I want to try to build that trust. So I'm not selling any of the Zora creator coin. And I'm just letting it grow and do what it does. There's been some wild ups and downs. But I'm just riding the waves of the coin and just letting it go. And just, like right now it's pretty down. I also haven't posted in a couple of days. I was doing a 30-day posting challenge, and then I got pretty busy and I wasn't able to keep posting, but I've got more clips on the way. I have more followers on Zora than Twitter, which is kind of hilarious, actually.
Hey,
that's amazing.
You got people. Eventually, the Twitters will follow if you guys aren't watching. Or actually, you guys are watching. Here, his Stonies.
It's low. Now's a great time to buy. If you look at the chart, this is actually a really good time to buy.
And you get a free ticket to the show.
So not a bad idea. And so I think that's it. It's just like I'm trying to build trust in Web3, and obviously, I think the best way to do that is just to not sell. Just don't sell and keep posting. And I think that's pretty much all you can do.
I think that's a good idea, because if you keep posting, you don't sell, your brand explodes, it gets more popular, everything will be tied to a price. So I think it's smart for that. And again, Stoney, the creator of Stoney McBlaze, 2 million on TikTok, 500K on Instagram. Buy his Zora creator coin, and you get a ticket to the stand-up show. It's been a pleasure, man.
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me. This is great. Love what you guys are doing, and have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.
Good luck at the audition. Good luck at the audition.
Woo, let's go. If I book it, then it's like that's just more money that I can use to not sell the coin. The more money I have in real life, the less I'm tempted to sell.
Hire Stoney, whoever's running the audition, and that is a demand by Buildable late night.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right. Thanks, guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Bye.
Take care.
Stoney McBlaze, everybody. Dude, what a dope guy. All right, so
love it.
Let's kind of just, because we had to cut our little monologue shirt, and we're gonna get Russ on the chat, and then we're gonna get Sloppy. But all right, so a lot to uncover. All right, first of all, this is and by the way, everyone, this episode is brought to you by NFT Kid. It's sponsored. Every week I'm doing something different, and probably the only person in the media. I created something called media auctions. What that is for a 48-hour period, anyone around the world, doesn't matter who you are, where you live, your network, can bid on a 48-hour auction on Late Night on Base mini app. And the winning bid basically gets a marketing campaign. You're basically paid. It doesn't matter if it's $20, $1,000, $500. NFT Kid won last week's bid at $440 or something like that. And what did he get? I think it's pretty based. He gets a spot on my mini app banner, top 10 news. He gets 2 Zora clips. He gets to be the co-host or to be the sponsor of a whole week's worth of shows. He gets to appear on my show. He gets to be a co-host. Basically, and we basically incentivize people using Banker to interact with his account, which we blow up the engagement, all for, what people pay for a fucking tweet sometimes. Captain, let me ask you, that's the way I'm doing the utility and cooking some ideas. What do you plan to do, or what do you plan? Now that you have a creator coin, tell me about how you feel about interacting with that. Like, what do you think about it? Like, are you going to be utilizing it for your brand? Are you going to just use it as a side? Do you not care about the coin? What are your thoughts now that you're streaming on Retake and you have a coin?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've been thinking about that pretty much like all day and night the past few days. And it's funny because utility is such a buzzword, and coming from the NFT space, which is where I'm from, like you hear utility and you think, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. It's not going to happen, right? Because for a lot of cycles, that was never the case. But then we get to this aspect or this turning point in where now we have creator coins and there's actual value propositions that you can bring, right? Like the idea of you offering hosted ads, brilliant. Through your coin, genius. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about a lot about Save Souls, which is our NFT project, and we have a new game coming out called Shadow Dash, which is a mini app that'll be on the base app. And with that, you know, you can race each other. There's PvP, there's Gamblify, there's a few different components to it. But one thing I started thinking about is how could I use my creator token or my Zora token to incentivize people playing or having fun, right? So could I pay people more or less to check out the app, play it, and have fun? And then can I gamify that aspect as well with my creator coin? So for me, when I look at the creator coin aspect, I would definitely love to use it for the existing brand that I have right now, but also for the Save Souls project that we have, just to really extend that reach. Because I think what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And who doesn't love to get paid to play video games in some way, shape, or form, especially if you're helping to test a mini app before the rest of the world gets to?
I love it. I love it. We're going to talk with Russ in a second, but real quick, I did notice on the top of the Zora leaderboard, a random project I've never even heard of in my life literally became the #1 and sitting at a 17 million market cap. I want to know your thoughts on this. Explain to me, how the fuck are they doing this? The name of this project is Kazanomics, sitting at 18.2 million market. Explain, sir. What the hell is this?
Yeah. You know, I'm still doing a lot of my research myself. So I'll put it that way. And I did fade it, to be quite honest with you. I'm on Zora quite often and I look at different things. I see like trending market cap. So I saw Kazanomics at 3 mil and I was like, dang, that looks kind of good. And I got busy and I went to do something else. And then I checked, you know, 2-3 days ago and it was like 6 mil. And I was like, well, shit, I definitely missed the boat on this. And then I got an alert probably a few hours later saying, hey, it's not too late. And then, you know, it was 10 mil, 15, 20, 25. Obviously, it's a bit on a retrace right now. But I hopped into the Discord to kind of see what was going on, do a little bit of due diligence. And I'll just say from a surface level, I did only a little bit, not a lot. But from what I can see, this guy, Kazanomics, has been around the market for a very long time. He did an interview on CNBC as an analyst. He offers like trading insights and so on and so forth. So from what I've seen at a high level overview, it looks like he has a really strong following of just loyal people who wanted to push something really, really hard. And it's just a lot of diamond-handed people. So I don't know what the case is behind it. I mean, the art is crazy. Like if you click on any of the art, I mean, I think they're like 2 million market caps. Like these guys are going just super duper hard in the paint, right? So I don't know enough to speak on Kazanomics of what it is. Just from a high level overview, I can see they're providing insights, trading, and helping people out. But I know there's a little bit of drama going on, you know, neither here nor there. But regardless, they're crushing it. I mean, they moved to #1 within 3 or 4 days, pretty quickly. I think the coin's only been around for 3 weeks at this point. What's your thoughts, Bill? What are you thinking?
You know, I don't know what to think. I mean, I guess this is what happens when a cult comes together to pump it. I do want to know your thoughts on this before we get Russ on, but you know, actually one of the biggest news of the day on Zora for the week is, yeah, it's the rise of Kazanomics, which is pretty cool. And I mean, they're top of the leaderboard, but Fake Taxi. Fake Taxi was Fake Taxi was top 5, top 6 for a while, and it showed commitment to base. And then literally 2 days ago in the middle of the night, they just pieced and went to Solana, didn't give anyone a warning. They just literally locked the chat.
Yeah, that's wild. Uh-oh. I think I lost your audio wise.
You did lose me audio wise because that shit fell off. But
there we go.
what they were saying is it was a walled garden. Kind of talking shit in a way, roundabout way, saying, everyone's on Solana and blah blah blah. So, what are your thoughts on that? Because they did make some good points. Do you think there's some validity? Do you blame them for leaving? Do you understand why they left? What are your thoughts on fake taxi moving to Solana?
I think it's a little bit of. I mean, there can be truth, and there could also be a little bit of falsehoods in there as well, right? So, I remember seeing the post, and one of the things said like it's too hard to buy on Zora, which to me is just crazy. Like it's not very hard to buy on Zora at all. I will say like the Sparks thing initially can be a little bit confusing. But outside of that, like you literally click buy, you click however much
But
you want. And you're good to
in
go.
that regard, though, I do kind of see what they're saying is because if I'm buying a Zora token, if I'm on Zora, sure,
Mhm.
it's easy. But if I'm using literally any DEX, it's not that easy, actually. A lot of times you have to be in Zora to buy it, or you have to make sure that like maybe if you're on the base app, sure, but like most people aren't on the base app. Most people aren't on
Right.
Farcaster. If
Yeah.
I'm on Phantom, it's not going to pick it up actually. So I do understand that regard.
Okay. Fair enough. What else did they say? They said they were talking about the I don't want to say slippage, but what is it? Not arbitrage. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the fees, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, the creator
fees
fee.
between Solana and Zora, which I haven't looked, too thoroughly into. I do know sometimes, Zora's fees can be a little bit higher, right? Especially if you're bidding with a bit more money, there is a bit of slippage that you get hit with. So there can be that, but I don't know, like it's weird to me to go from one chain to another just in the middle of the night, that silent thing, migrate over and just kind of call it good. Can you pull up their chart to see how it's looking right now? If you can on
Yeah,
Solana?
let me look actually.
Because I
Fake
think at highs they were
taxi.
at like 9 million, right? And then they
Are they
came
at
down.
9 million? No, they're not at 9 million now.
No. Like when they were at all-time high, they were at like 9 million.
Oh yeah. All
And
right.
then they came to like 1.5 million. So let's see.
Yeah, I mean they're at 2 million.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a good look at all, man. I mean, yeah, sure, it might do fine, but like to just switch chains like that, it just kind of shows that like what's their main goal. And no shade on that. Like if they would have launched on Solana right away, that's fine. But like it just shows that they were more concerned about price.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
I
all it
think
shows. Because if you're committed to base and or not committed to base, if you're committed to the project, the price is secondary. You know that like a year down the line, 2 years down the line, base is going to be the place because you're building a serious project, serious infrastructure, doing something unique. It just tells me that they were not sold on Zora at all. You don't just pick up and leave and make that migration.
yeah. It is a little bit weird, right? And you take you wherever you go. Like regardless, like you're still going to be the same brand, the same company, the same founders, and have the same North Star, whether it's on base or Solana. So yeah, it definitely could have been a money move, whatever the case is. I understand, their content is a little bit not safe for work. Like I didn't know what fake taxi was until I looked it up and I was like, oh okay.
For a while when I was younger, I thought it was actually real. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
all these people fall for the charm of a taxi driver.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But I wish him well. Hopefully it works out for him regardless. I don't wish
him well. I wish all holders well. I hope you make that bag.
Mhm.
Yeah, very interesting to see. But one person who is doubling down on Zora and doing some cool shit is our friend, the man, the myth, the legend.
I think I know who you're talking about.
I think so too. The one and only Russ from MCade. My friend.
Hi guys, you all right?
Yo, what's up, legend? How are you doing?
Yeah, good mate, good. Can you hear me okay?
Oh yes.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I always love your background. It's like a mix of like Tokyo.
Yeah, and it's raining as well. It's always raining, but that's a British thing, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say that's just you living in England.
Yeah. I'll probably put this on Zora after this. It's a nice background.
Amazing. For everyone that doesn't know, Russ is a legend. He is the CEO of Medicaid. All three of us actually had a really nice time, really getting to know one another in person on Chain Summit. We're also going to be vibing. Russ, did you know that Captain's going to base camp now?
Yeah, I saw some messages earlier. I've been in meetings most of the day, and then I saw booking flights. I know Junkies sorted his, so looks like it's part 2, isn't it?
Part 2.
San Francisco.
Let's go. Part 2 of San Francisco. The fun doesn't stop. But in all seriousness, though, Russ, we need to talk about what you guys are doing in Zora because, out of nowhere, you guys just shot up and you were the talk of the town and kind of showing what you can do with 2 different tokens, because MCAID is its own thing, but you have something called Medicaid Max that quickly shot up to about 1 million. So I'm going to show it on screen, but I do want to get to know, explain to me the reason behind the second token, which is your Zora token, Medicaid Max. Why are you putting emphasis on Zora, and how does that benefit MCAID?
Yeah, sure. Well, I had about an hour and 20 minutes on our live AMA yesterday, and it was almost death by PowerPoint, the good old corporate days. But yeah, the reason this is definitely not something we've just rushed into. I've had a lot of chats with Captain, yourself, really anyone that would listen in San Francisco as well, as kind of a validation process. And it was interesting. I mean, even on the first night, there was one camp that really couldn't get on board with it, the other camp that were very much involved in it. But what it really came down to is that I look at things in a very distinct way, and it's not for everyone. I'm very kind of business orientated, and I looked at Zora's positioning in the base app stack, first of all, being one of 2 main projects that are going to be running the social feeds. I'm looking at the 120 million users that are going to be unlocked at some point in that app. And then I saw what was evolving with Max, which was a clear IP, which would do a much better job in building reach and bringing new people into our world than I certainly could do, or our logo could do. And at the end of the day, people associate themselves with characters, with mascots, with prominent IP, and we felt Max was strong enough. He did a great job of taking over the X feed when he first came out, and it was just natural that I still think Zora has a real kind of broad spectrum of creators, whether they're artists, whether they're just individuals documenting their story. We're seeing some kind of IP mascot evolution coming through, and then you've got your fake taxis and you've got your Casonomics. So it's not really making any sense at the moment, but we wanted to go live early. We wanted to learn. We did well in the first few days, which is great, and I think we're still doing well. But we also had a plan to build something behind Max using Metacade as the mothership, and I think that's probably where will be a unique use case in all of this. We're fortunate to have a much larger project, a much larger token that will be able to work with Max and bring a lot more people into our ecosystem, and people holding both token will benefit accordingly.
What are your thoughts, Captain?
Yeah, man. I know we've gone back and forth a lot with the whole Zora parade and how to best roll it out. And I think the way that you guys have done it was strategically really, really well done. I know you're methodical in a lot of your approach with everything you do. Even the idea of not really talking about it and putting it out just so people don't try and front run the idea is really smart, right? Because we do live in a fast-paced market where someone could beat you to the punch. I wanted to ask you, now that you have the Zora up and running, Max is, doing what Max does as a great mascot. What's your initial thoughts after the fact, right? So like going into an activation like this can always be a little bit scary because there's the risk of the unknown. So now that you have kind of transitioned past that, like what's your thoughts moving forward into the future with Max, the platform, and then what you want to do with Medicaid?
Yeah, so let me unpack that. So first of all, we didn't know what to expect. I think pressing the button is the hardest thing. So for anyone that's thinking about doing it, there's no harm in trying. He obviously had a good first run up. I think we're all still in that stage where we're not too sure why. When you look at the Casonomic scenario, you look at fake taxi, you look at the relevance to this and what the plan is next. I think we also can all see a natural fade off in things after the initial speculative push. And that's really where I think is where the separation comes in. So when you were talking to Stoney earlier on, he's already applied a really obvious and brilliant utility, is that if you hold this, you get a ticket to the show. Like, this is what I'm really interested in, is not Max going out and generating volume, fees, etc. That's all part of the process, but it's what can you utilize a character for? Is it collect these posts to enter this prize draw? I think there's some really nice consumer utilities that we all engage with most weeks that I think we will probably migrate towards, because it makes sense for us as a business. Like you said with Shadow Dash, it's putting up your creator token to encourage people to come and play the game. Like, totally on board with that. I think that's a great idea, and it's definitely something we've got planned as well. So I think we're fortunate in the fact that we can use Max as what we call an echo. So we have something called the echo system, which is, we believe Max is going to go out and do a lot better job in attracting people into our world. But we also want to have some fun in the social feed, which is, if you collect all the Halloween Maxes in October or whatever it might be, you'll be thrown into a prize draw, or you can enter this gated competition on our tournaments. The good news is Max did so well in the first 5 days. He's generated enough fees for us to create our own liquidity pool with MCADE as well, which for me,
talk to me about that, because I think that's
Yeah.
super unique, and I think that could be you're a pioneer in that, because Zora, everyone on Zora has a coin. Now, you know, for instance, I haven't done it, but there's a late night on base Zora coin, but there's also my main streaming coin. Same with Captain. He has his now streaming coin. How do you tie the two together? Are you just going to create like an exotic pool and let the world?
I love your term for it. I saw it yesterday and I was like, oh, how can you make LP sound sexy?
Yeah.
It's like, right, so we're going to do exotic LPs today when we go on live. But yeah, so I think you need a certain level. So you need a critical mass. We have modeled this, and I won't hang on the maths too long, but for us, what we have experienced, which is a negative, is the fear of our existing community who are below to MKs. We've been together 2.5 years, approaching 3, and suddenly this new shiny thing turns up and everyone's in fear, thinking people are going to run towards it. MK's price was kind of rolling down. It was already in a downtrend, but I think that the voices got the better of each other, and suddenly Max was in a meme and we were disappearing off to do something else. So that was an extreme version that we had to deal with very, very quickly. And that's just natural after a long time in a market which hasn't done much, to be fair. So when there's something that's pumping and all we want is MK to pump, it's like, oh God, I'm really divided on this whole thing. But our plan was always to hope that Max was going to do well, because if anyone wants to know what's going on under the bonnet of these creator coins, that all we did every day was we just took whatever Zora fees that we were getting from the trading, and we were just buying more Max, like big amounts at the start, smaller amounts today, probably a couple of $100 today with the current volume. But what that allowed us to do is build up our own Max supply of, say, $20,000 of it, which is pretty quick. And bearing in mind, tomorrow will be 7 days since Max has been out. So if we take that $20,000, maybe we add 5 or 10 to it, and then we add the equivalent in MCADE, we've got a 50, 60K liquidity pool, which will allow people that may be struggling with Zora or want to trade between Max and MCADE, or simply just want to start playing with the coin more and trade a bit more. The good thing for us is, if you own Max and you sell in that pool, that's buy pressure to MCADE. If you want to sell your Max into ETH or USDC or something, it's routed through MCADE in that pool. So there is no downside to us pairing with MCADE, and it creates volume, it creates buying pressure, and more importantly, it allows us to create more fees in the pool to put holder incentives together, incentivize people to provide LP. I think there's a few things coming out in the next week or two. I'm keeping a very close eye on Flaunch, for example, and what they're doing with token families and token groups. I've mentioned Rift before. There's some things coming which will allow us all to be, in your words, Bill, quite exotic with the boring part of the market. But I have to say, I've never really knew anything about LP until I did this. And I now fully understand how you can get fees moving, revenue moving, you can create more utility. Your content has to be great and your account has to do well. There's no deviating from that. If you've got an account that you're just spinning up to make some money, you will undoubtedly fail, 100%. But if you've got something decent that you think is relatable to the consumer market, which Max is, and we have a gaming project that sits behind it, which people love gaming, then I think it's a nice combination. If we can get the two liquidity pools working well together, I think not only can we grow the LP, we can actually start creating rewards, buybacks, burns. We were going all through it yesterday. I think we can actually get a supply shock on the go, particularly with Max being the smaller entity. But because that will create a lot more volume in Max, it means that all of the emissions will go back to MCAID. So we've got this lovely flywheel that we've been working on for the last, probably since Token 2049 in Dubai, when we first posted, and then we just got nervous about the whole thing and then stopped. I think everyone after that first hype bubble left, and only a few bought the bottom on Zora, you know. But I think now it's kind of the second coming, and I think people are more mentally ready for something like this. And we needed a project like a Casonomics to blow the top off it, to kind of get CoinGecko to put a Zora category up, and for us to start breaking into a bit of a wider audience. So I think it's looking quite well timed at the moment. And,
Russ, let me ask you. I'm sorry. Let me just ask you
Uh-huh.
this. My last question, and I'll give it to Captain. Obviously, Zora creating coins. They're the leaders of it. They're the creator. They're the first place that creators had a chance to go to. And now that we have Retake, just generally curious about your thoughts on streamers as creators. Do you categorize that in the same realm as the Zora creators, or do you feel they're all the same? Like, what are your thoughts on streaming creators?
I actually got a DM from the founder of Retake after the stream last night. Obviously, doing his job incredibly well, and looking for decent AMAs and streams to bring onto Retake. And I know you guys are a fan, and I'm definitely going to explore it, because at the end of the day, creativity takes various forms, whether you're a stand-up comedian, whether you're a streamer, whether you're a gamer, whether you're an artist, whether you have a mascot that you want to grow. These are just platforms that you can monetize. And I think that's pretty compelling. I also think that token families and token groups are only a matter of weeks away. And that means that your Retake token, your Zora token, your project token, your NFTs, I can safely say you're going to be able to bundle those all together very, very soon. That for me is a very interesting catalyst that I honestly don't think anyone's ready for yet. But when it hits, I think it's going to hit very hard.
Love it.
Just like my dad's belt.
Oh,
Yeah.
From you, bro.
Russ, I love how you always bring insightful alpha without actually giving away stuff about Medicaid, right? So you're talking about all this cool technology, and it just excites me, right? Because the idea, what you were just talking about, of everything bundling together, that was an idea I've had for a long time. And I know Sloppy Pencil's up next, and we could probably ask him about this because he's felt the same way. If there was ever a way you could bundle content together, whether it be coins or whatever the case is, and make it all into one, that unlocks infinite possibilities. And I think that opens a whole new door of possibilities that no one is ready for. I know obviously Bill is working on his exotic pools, and you kind of just nailed the hammer on the head. We might have to call you Exotic Bill instead of like Exotic Joe.
He's that in my phone already. So
I'm down.
But no, man, I mean, Russ, you always bring the heat, my friend. I don't really have any questions for you, because all the questions I have to ask off stream, or I'll ask you next week in Vermont. But no, I really appreciate you, man. You are just a consummate professional, incredible builder, and I just look forward to seeing everything that you have in the pipeline.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate that, mate. Likewise, I saw Shadow Dash. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but your game looks brilliant, and we'll be firmly behind that as well.
Always a pleasure, Russ. Looking forward to seeing you in about 10 days. Obviously, I think quite highly of you. So, and you deserve all the accolades, my friend. So see you, and thank you for coming on the show.
Likewise, guys. Have a great show. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Take care, brother. We'll chat soon.
No worries.
Cheers. Russ from MK, doesn't get better than that. Literally, the man's a pioneer. Looking forward to seeing how Max grows on Zora, and it'll be good to see how everything ties together with MK. But Captain, why don't you do the introduction for our third and final guest of this episode of Late Night Base with Captain and your boy Bill the Bull, powered by NFT Kid, live on Retake. Captain.
Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I present to you the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, himself, Sloppy Pencil. But before we bring him on, I just want to introduce him. I met Sloppy 18 months ago, probably, and he was just getting ready for a mint, and we did an AMA for him, and we really just hit it off almost instantly. And I think the beauty of Web3 is you get to meet people that you would never meet anywhere else in the world, and they can actually become really, really good friends. And so Sloppy has been a fantastic friend for us. He was already an incredible human. And then I found out that he was the former animation supervisor of Rick and Morty. And I fell more in love with him. And he's been blessing, if anything. He's helped us out and saved souls with animations. He's doing a really amazing things in the world. So let's bring him up so we can interview the legend.
Let's do it. It's funny how Web3 brings people together. Absolutely. You can tell a lot by person. So Sloppy, welcome to the show. Nice to meet you, man.
What's up, guys? Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, your mic is a little off. We can hardly hear you.
Okay, sorry. There you go. That should be better. Not better.
Uh-oh. Still a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, what about now?
Much
There we
better.
go.
Yes, there you go.
Salud.
Hey, guys. Yes. Thank you so much for having me. What's up, guys? Yeah, Captain is one of my best Web3 friends and IRL friends because we've met already at Art Basel. So super excited to be here. Really cool guests. I've been listening to all of it. So I'm a little bit caught up and ready to give some of my insight.
Amazing. So for those that we have about like 500 plus combined, 550 or something. For those that might be new to your work, why don't you just take the moment to kind of introduce like who is Sloppy?
Of course. Well, I've been in the animation industry for over 10 years. Formerly known as the ex-supervisor for a few seasons of Rick and Morty. I've worked on Nickelodeon shows, Netflix shows, a lot of traditional Web 2 animation industry, and I kind of fell in love with Web 3 around 2021. I actually started my Web 3 journey doing commissions for the Bored Apes, right? So a friend of mine was a holder, and I animated his ape just for fun. Because they were getting a lot of hate back then, like, oh, the art's so bad, the art's so terrible. But I actually liked the art of the Bored Apes. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna animate this just as an exercise. He showed it to his ape friends, and they all started to commission me. And they were like, oh, I usually would do like an animation for like $400, something like that. They're like, oh, here's 5,000, like here's $7,000, just animate my ape. I'm like, holy shit. Wow. So that was kind of like my first introduction to Web3. And while I was working on Rick and Morty, I would just do like animated loops, just put them out there, just like 99 out of 99. And they would like sell out instantly, right? In a market called GameStop, which sadly passed away. It's no longer in existence. But yeah, that kind of made me, like love the game. I started, connecting with other people, other collections. And yeah, I quit my job. Like I quit Rick and Morty, and then the bear market hit. And I was like, what have I done? But it's been a beautiful journey. It's been super fun. At the same time, I've been a streamer for over 7 years. I've been streaming on Twitch and YouTube for many, many years. I actually was the biggest Latin American art streamer during COVID. It didn't have like a lot of people, but for art, it was pretty good. So I've been on a journey to share art and teach about art, basically all my career, because I have like tutorials on how to do drawings and how to do animations on YouTube since like 7 years ago. And I don't know, I just wanted to bring that to Web3 as well. I've actually onboarded a ton of artists into Base and Farcaster because we used to run a channel called Nouns Animators. I was the curator, where every week Nouns would give us like 1 ETH or 2 ETH, and just people would animate. Yeah, people would animate, and everybody would get something depending on how many likes the post gets. So everybody got a little bit of the piece of the pie, right? So that went on for like a year, and it was amazing. Like a lot of people, it was a little bit sad because I onboarded a bunch of Web2 artists that didn't know anything about Web3, and of course they got like drained in the DMs and shit like that. So I had to teach them a lot about like security in the web and security with your own funds, etc. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me, and try to make it as fast as possible.
No, I think that's really good. I'm curious to know about live streaming. I think that's so great. I mean, you've established yourself as a live streamer before kind of live stream really took off in popularity. Now it's much more common. A year or two ago, it's definitely common, but you were saying in COVID time. So kind of what is it about live streaming? I'm just really curious that you enjoy the most.
Of course. Well, I didn't play games or anything. I did art like all the time. So I'm a Twitch partner. I've been partnered with Twitch for many years now. And it's just sharing that knowledge, right? I studied in Vancouver, in Canada. And it was a pretty expensive animation school. I only went there for 1 year. And I just wanted to bring back to my community. I'm a Spanish-speaking streamer, so like most of my community speaks Spanish. But yeah, it's just the sharing, the growing together, doing cool stuff live. I think I focus way more when I'm live right now. I actually was gonna draw while this was going. If that's
let's
okay.
do it.
Yeah, sure. So that's how I feel. The most comfortable.
He's a unique creature where he draws and talks at the same time. I don't know how
I feel way more comfortable doing that. I don't know if you guys can actually see my screen.
Yeah, we'll share it right now.
Sure.
Boom.
Okay, perfect.
Dude,
so right now I've been working on this like new fun fact series of like animated fun facts of animals. This is just like about owls, and it's just a place for me to experiment a little bit more with animation, just like more fluid sort of transitions, stuff like that. So I was just like cleaning up an owl bone structure. But yeah, so I actually upload this on Zora, which I used Zora way before the Sparks and way before the content creator coins.
When it was like an NFT platform.
Yeah, when it was just like an NFT platform, I used to just upload my personal work there. And I started doing like some loop animation stuff that I really just like sketches, stuff like that, but it didn't have kind of like a direction, right? And then when the creator coins dropped, I was a little bit weary of that because I've never really wanted to drop a coin because I don't know anything about that stuff, right? I don't know what liquidity is. I don't know like how to make utility out of it. So I just didn't want to like drop something that would hurt me or my image or my followers and supporters. But after seeing a bunch of stuff on Farcaster, I think the only use I have for my coin is that I tip it like every time like I like a post or I retweet or something. I use those kind of tipping apps that I use for my coins. But yeah, I kind of use it like a new Instagram, right? Where I just do a fun video, fun animated stuff that I also upload on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. But yeah, I kind of came to terms with the whole coining everything that's going on in base, and I was like, okay, let's try it. And I actually really want to try retake, but I don't want to have 2 coins. Right?
I think though you should just try retake. Like I said, you might have 2 coins. You don't necessarily have to push the retake coin or the Zora coin, whatever you want to prefer. Like for instance, I have a Zora creator coin, but my entire focus is on the retake streaming coin.
Nice.
But so you can do either or. I want to chime in with Captain though. So tell me, Captain, you and Sloppy go way back. What are your thoughts on Sloppy? Like I guess what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you talk Sloppy?
The first thing that comes to mind, I mean, it's just a talented individual for one. I've realized that he's very ahead of the curve on a lot of things, right? So he's talking about being on Zora when it was just NFTs. He was on Twitch before COVID. So I think one of his superpowers is the power of foresight to kind of see things ahead of time and kind of whether he consciously or unconsciously positions himself that way. It's kind of really fascinating to see, even with his transition, which I don't want to get too much into his personal stuff. He can talk about it if he wants, but like just kind of how he transitions and he pivots and moves when he needs to into certain demographics that are getting ready to blow up or where there's opportunity there. So like I would love to see Sloppy on Retake because I've joined his Twitch streams when he's animating stuff and there's 300-400 people watching him animate. His girlfriend's or wife now, excuse me, his wife.
Yes,
I know. I didn't get the wedding invite, so still kind of salty.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. But like his wife's next to him, so they're both on stream together. So dude, I would love to see you on Retake. I think like you would just crush it, whether you focus on the coin or not. You being on an on-chain stream service would be phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah, I really want to try it. I really want to try Retake. Yeah, just as I was listening to your conversation earlier, that they might merge or like try to convert like all the coins into one. I don't know if that's like the correct term, or just like have both of them be one and the same. Like if that could be a thing, I would be on Retake like 24/7.
I think if Retake can somehow work with Zora and create something, I don't know if that's a case. That would be a home run for literally
100%.
everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know
100%.
if that's the case though.
Yeah, but anyways, I probably try Retake. I love sharing. I love doing this stuff live. Like I love streaming. I was actually on 2 different spaces today already because it's crazy because I've been making this new animated show about a fox that works in a convenience store, right? Like a 7-Eleven. Just tapping,
I love it.
It's really cool. It's like tapping into Mexican culture because I've been creating, animated shows for like English culture all my life. So I wanted to try something different, and it started to blow up on TikTok. I got like almost 200,000 followers in like 3 months.
Wow.
The YouTube's blowing up as well. So I got contacted by a bunch of people wanting me to do their shows. And right now I got hired to do a show for a Web3 project that actually mints tomorrow. That's we haven't slept in a while yet. Like mint times are crazy. I didn't do the art. I didn't do anything. I just did like the social media posts and trying to develop.
Do you want to share a little information about when that's happening? Some socials. We're happy to share.
No, it's okay. I don't really want to shill.
Okay,
it's just called the Web3 Playboys. It's actually going to be on Abstract. And they saw some of my posts and they were like, "Oh, we want this for like our brand." So yeah, it's just been really fun bringing animation and the whole pipeline into Web3 because speaking in terms of how animators and artists get paid, like Web3 is a whole other monster, man. Like it's insane how much artists can grow in this environment, right? Because they actually get treated with kindness. Well, some of them, but paid well. That's what I'm saying. Right now, I got actually contacted by Netflix, by a Netflix show that I can't say, but I really love that show, and they wanted me to direct season 2. But they were gonna pay me like $4,000 a month and sign a non-compete that I can't work on anything else, like not even my shows, not even the stuff that I'm making. And they told me it's like 12-14 hours a day for an entire year. I'm like, hell no.
That does not sound.
Hell no.
Speaking of Netflix, by the way, Black Mirror is coming on to base, and Rachel actually did a stream with them today, or Spaces. Nice. But yeah, Black Mirror is coming to.
I love the new season. Actually, the last couple of seasons I was not a really big fan, but this one I was like, yeah, they're back.
I might be the only person in America who's never really even watched.
What? No, that's a really good show. That's a really cool show.
What is it about? I mean, I'll be honest. Like, is it like sci-fi? I like sci-fi.
Yeah,
dude, no, it's yeah. Sorry,
go.
Go. You go.
I was gonna say it's about like the darker times of what technology can become and how it shapes society to an extent, and like every episode's different. So ironically, the first episode of the new season, I forgot what it was called. What was this? Yeah, it was like a knock on Pumped Up Fun, right? So
really,
like the whole idea behind streaming to make money and like getting into really, really dark web stuff. That would be an episode you should for sure watch. You can relate to it so much. Not to say that you're doing sketchy stuff on Pump Fun, but
that you don't know.
That we know.
Fair enough.
No, crazy. Yeah. Yeah, very very cool show. But yeah, as I was saying, like Netflix approached me with, for a director position that was really bad pay, really bad
Yeah.
hours, really bad everything. And I told that to this Web3 Playboys team, and they're like, "Yo, we'll take care of you. Like, we'll give you way more than that, and you don't have to sign shit." Like, it's just Web3 is a little bit more. I know the respect for artists is way bigger than Web2.
Sure. Yeah,
It's just crazy.
they value your time more. There's a lot more liquidity opportunity. Captain, real quick, I'm gonna charge my computer. Take it away from here, sir. I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously the animations look dope, right? Like I love what you're doing with the show. Do you have anything from the show that you could throw up on the screen real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Like a preview or something.
Of course,
I know you said it's Spanish, but that's all right.
Oh, okay. The Foxhole one, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So it's I actually did it in a way that so I want to talk about two things really quick, right? So you know about fish bowlers, which is like my main collection on Ethereum.
Yep.
So basically, we spent years working on a pilot, right? And it's almost done. I'm doing like the voice, a couple of new songs and some voice acting, but we've animated 4 minutes of this new show that it was fully funded by Web3. This took us a while to make, and the cool thing is that the characters are actually the holders, right? So some of the holders even voice their own characters, right? Like this one, like Dex, Dex. And then we have 4 minutes of storyboard. I just didn't want the story to not be completed, so I'm gonna upload like the first half animated and the other half like in animatic form. But I'm just still waiting for more voice acting and such. And I learned a lot from doing this, because it took us 2 years to animate just 4 minutes, right? And nobody knows about the characters, nobody knows about the lore, nobody knows about the story. So taking that, I learned that you need to tap into kind of like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels, like short form content. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the same for this show, but what I wanted to do first for the Fox show is I did it in vertical format, right? So I did the entire show, which was way less work because you only have to do 1/3 of a screen, and it started blowing up, right? Because content on TikTok, sometimes it's very it insists upon itself, like very redundant. Like they just take the same joke and do it over and over and over again. So this is like original content. I write the scripts, I design the characters, and a lot of this I do live, right? I do live on my streams. This is kind of the sort of thing that I do. So this show started to blow up. It's starting doing really well. I had to pause it right now because this show was like zero budget. I was just doing it whenever I could. I did it for fun. But now I needed some work, so I took this one, and it's doing really well. They saw this and they said like, "Hey, can you do this for us?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I'm doing that. I'm really enjoying it because it's more adult. I'm trying to keep it PG-13, but this one I can go a little bit. I can go a little bit crazier. And the funny thing is that they've already rejected a couple of my ideas because they're a little bit spicy. But these are the Web3 Playboys. They are really cool because they are like dynamic traits. You can gender swap the NFTs. So I'm working really cool. Web3 team. Board Elon Musk is in there. Josh ONG, this HGR. So like super connected people in the space. And they're handling, the marketing. They're handling the minting stuff, and I just need to do the art, which I think is freaking fantastic. So yeah, it's just all over the place. I'm very divided right now between Web 2 and Web 3 because the Fox show, this one actually, I had a meeting with Amazon Prime, see if they were like interested in funding it. And they were. I'm still in talks with them, but they just told me to chill it with the NFTs. So no NFTs allowed for this one. No coins, no whatever, no Web3, because they were really iffy about Web3 because of some experiences they had in the past. So I've been doing this like fully Web 2, and this is like the total opposite. It's like the Web 3 playboy. So I'm kind of like split in the middle right now. And yeah, it's all for so I can continue doing animation. I just love doing storytelling. I love creating cartoons, and I think Web3 is just the vehicle to do it in a more. For example, this one I fucking love and absolutely love this. So if
Dude,
I'm sorry.
so dope.
Thank you. And the cool thing is that these guys are my holders, right? So this is Reef, this is Kid Rolla, and they're doing their own voices too. So it's like a super dope way of connecting, with the audience that supports you. It has been a very slow burn because animation is extremely slow, and I wanted to be artsy and do it frame by frame. So yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing puppet animation, which is what we do in Rick and Morty, what we do in like these shows to actually publish them. So yeah, it's just been a freaking amazing journey. These animated fun facts, I just do them for fun and for the love of it, and then I just upload them on Zora just to have them on chain. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
Incredible, man. I'll pipe in here real quick and then I'll pass it to Bill. But dude, you're everywhere. Like, it's impressive how much stuff you're doing in so many different facets and verticals. One thing, so you mentioned you love storytelling and you're really good at it. Obviously, like, if you didn't know, Bill and Base Junkie have an NFT project called the Topies, and
Nice.
they're a storytelling project as well. So I think you guys could probably think of something really, really cool together. 'Cause I know Bill
That'll
is
be
big.
amazing.
I'm already cooking ideas.
I can
Down.
see Bill's
We'll
face as
be
you're talking about this stuff.
chatting. We'll be chatting off stream. I'm already thinking of ideas of like
Awesome.
having
Yeah,
you
of
a part
course.
of what we're doing, and I think it'd be good. We're basically trying to build the Pudgy Penguins a base, but with the storytelling aspect,
Beautiful.
and we have a platform that helps get the voice out there. But listen, Sloppy, I think it's been an honor to have you on. I'm excited that people of your caliber are on chain building in Web3. That is what we need. Our time is done though, so we do have to let you go. But
Yeah.
just so you know, we are gonna come up with a clip, Zora clip. I have a clipper, professional clipper, every day, every stream that I have. He's hired to do that. That's his job. So we'll have a clip for you, and we'll tag you, and then you can share it to literally your people.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I love the show. Love the attitude and positivity, and always freaking amazing to see you, Captain. Very
Always a
nice
pleasure,
to meet
brother.
you, Bill. Yeah,
Pleasure.
thank you so much
Pleasure,
for having me.
pleasure. Nos
See you.
vemos. Nos vemos.
Adios. Adios, amigos.
Adios, amigos.
Take care, brother.
All right, my friend.
Take care, guys.
That was Sloppy. Listen, Cap, dude, we cook. I'm not gonna lie, I might be biased, but I think our show is cooking.
Dude, it's insane. We're quality content, my friend. Absolute quality.
Agreed. I think it's quality content. I think it's only going to get bigger and better. I think we do something that's unique. I like highlighting. I think this show that we do should just highlight creators. It doesn't have to be Zora. I want to do creators in general, and I think Retake is going to be a huge force. A huge force. I honestly think Retake and Zora are going to dominate the creator market. And I know Zora is more of the arts, the comedians, but I think there are so many talented streamers, people who are getting up there. I think we need to highlight them. What do you think?
I agree. I think every kind of creator should be highlighted. And I don't think there's ever been a better time than ever. Obviously, like, you've been on this wave for a little bit, right? I started to join the wave, and then everything with Solana happened yesterday. And now everyone's starting to get on the same kind of like wavelength of mind share. And so it's just kind of funny. Like, you can see the water start to kick up. The wave is coming. So yeah, man, any and all creators, I think we should absolutely highlight however we can.
Absolutely. So if you are a creator on Zora, you're a streamer on Retake, hit us up, man. This show is all about creators, not looking for any payment. It's just to highlight dope people. And so I think with that, we will end things. Captain, how does it feel to have your first Retake stream under your belt?
Incredible. I didn't break anything, so everything's good there. I'm gonna go buy up some of my supply here in just a little bit.
I'm gonna have to buy it up too. Send me the CA after you get your supply. Like I need to support the homie. It'll be cool to see. It'll be cool to see kind of like what you do with that. I do hope that you you prioritize your token because I think there's a massive opportunity to draw attention through the token. And I look forward to seeing you grow, man.
Absolutely, man. Last thing, we looked at the demographics of everyone that's on retake and what their streamer token's doing. Nice shirt, by the way. It's really soft and comfortable, isn't it?
This is On-Chain Summit, baby.
I wore mine yesterday.
Dude, it's so comfortable.
So comfy. What was I saying? Yeah, so anyways, I was looking at the demographic of retake, and it's so early. I mean, retake's at like 5-6 million market cap still, so extremely undervalued in the grand scheme of things. But then you look at how many creators are actually streaming, what their tokens are at, and bro, the opportunity is like wide open. Like
Ridiculous.
You said it to me in text yesterday, there should be at least 20 people over 1 million market cap just to start. So we are really in the early days. So opportunities there. If you're on retake, you're on Zora, let's get after it. I mean, literally, we can blow the thing wide open, retake to the moon. It's going to pull 100x. It's going to be like Zora. That's not financial advice.
Nothing we say is financial advice, but I just see it like the moat is growing and growing, and like a competitor can't just come in. And I think as retake, makes the platform even more better, I guess, for creators and streamers, and they're going to. Even if they get some VC money, if not, like the platform is just going to become the king. And you have to bet on platforms that allow creators to monetize. It's the Zora playbook. Zora's at 300, 400 million. I don't know. Retake is literally 6 or 7 million. But if they get into the Twitch of base, like this is a platform that people can make money on. It just makes incredible sense. So you're early, I'm early. And we're just going to grow, man. And so
yep,
I'm excited. I'm literally this is like I'm putting my Web3 career on this. That's it. Like that's it. Like I'm committed. So Captain, appreciate you, bro. We'll do this again next Wednesday.
Likewise, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for the amazing episode. Let's get after it again.
Let's do it. All right, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. And again, guys, if you guys want to be a direct sponsor of Late Night on Bases next week's shows, the auction will be going live starting tomorrow. You get the banner, you get to be on the show, and if T-Kid will be on the show tomorrow, might be even guest hosting it. I don't know, but let's go. The new media auction economy is here. All right, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers. Take care.